Hello, this is a demonstration of the web mapping tool configured within the framework of the Environment and Security in West Africa project. Now, the main functionality of this tool is the possibility to digitize points, lines, and polygons, and to attach information and pictures to those features. The information is then stored in a central geodatabase and can be accessed and seen by whoever has access to the tool, which is browser-based and login-based. So here you can see the user interface of the tool, the URL, which I would give to whoever needs access to the tool, plus the login to the VPN, which is then used outside of the school premises. So that would need to be installed on your local computer. Then you access the tool and you have the, for example, the background maps, which are here at the moment. Google Maps, the best maps for West Africa. We're actually now in Abidjan here. This is the Banco Forest. You can, however, change the background maps to other online maps if you wish. For example, topographic, if I clicked here, then the background map would change. Zoom out a bit. So you can see the background vector layer, topographic layer of Abidjan. I'll switch back to the Google Maps. So a further functionality, actually, as I said, the main functionality is the actual editing of points, lines, and polygons. So if you, for example, activate the editing toolbar, then you have these points, lines, and polygons with specific attributes available. So I've seen, for example, someone sees an animal in the forest, they click on the animal feature, and they add the information needed. For example, fly, and then maybe an attachment or a photo, and that is then saved in the geodatabase centrally. So lines and polygons can also be added. Now, one can also access the attribute table and see who has done what here in this list and when. Now, further functionality of the tool is also the availability of further layers, such as conflict layers or protected area layers for certain countries in West Africa. Now, for example, if I wish to see what sort of area the Banco Forest is, then I click on the table of contents and I activate the protected areas in the Ivory Coast, and I can see, yes, it is actually an area that is protected and it is a national park. So you could do this for the whole of Africa, or whole of West Africa, or grow up data would be the group name, other accounts, or conflict polygons, for example. This here would be also in Ivory Coast, the conflict between the government and civilians, how many casualties estimated, etc. So this information is available on the tool. A further interesting tool that can be activated, used online, is the possibility to export the feature classes that you have edited or that you're interested in and that you would like to use locally in your GIS. So that's the geoprocessing tool. So I have some polygons and lines here which I would like to export to my GIS. I delineate my area of interest. I want to export this information. I click submit, and then it executes the processing tool, which is a server in Switzerland. So depending on the network, it might take a while to submit the actual information and the request. While we're waiting, you can see there is also the ability to use the printer here or the measuring tool. Now we can see that an output file here in the processing tool has been generated. So I click on I would like that, and I receive a zip file which I then save on my desktop or wherever you want to, obviously. And then you can extract, because the zip file, you extract all the information. And then if you have an ArcGIS, you can open that up and you can access the so I need to go to my desktop now. And here you have the geodatabase, including the features that were exported, and also including the symbology from the domain. So I have this data now locally stored on my GIS, and I can actually use it and configure the data as I wish. So for example, I can take the domain of the field types and I can add it here to my data, or the polygons as well. Okay, I'll just close this here, zoom out a bit, so you can see those features that I had, and the web mapping tool are actually local here, locally stored, and I can actually then I can continue elaborating my personal GIS project with this data. And so I'm just adding a base map from online now. And so while we're waiting for the map to load, as you can see, it's just really easy to use, very user-friendly, available online, no need for GIS schooling. Most people can actually get to use the tool very quickly. Now you can see I'm back in the same spot where I was, but in a clean project with my tools, with my information that I would like to elaborate personally. So you could then also make nice maps if you wish. For example, I would like to change the format. Yeah, there we go. So thank you very much for your attention, There will be more tutorials following shortly.